Eleanor Marsh had not cried in 11 years, not when her husband Raymond passed away on a cold February morning, not when her children sold the family house she had lived in for 43 years, and not even when she moved into the small one-bedroom apartment that smelled like someone else's memories. She had learned, in the quiet and brutal way that old age teaches you, that tears were a luxury she could no longer afford. So she carried her grief the way an old tree carries its rings, silently, deeply, invisibly. Every morning she woke at 6, made herself 1 cup of black coffee, sat by the window, and watched the world move forward without her. She was 74 years old, and she had made peace, or something close to peace, with the idea that the best parts of her life were now only photographs on a shelf. On a Thursday in early November, however, the universe decided it was not yet done with Eleanor Marsh. Her small apartment building had a water pipe emergency that forced all residents out for the afternoon, and Eleanor, with nowhere particular to go and no one particularly waiting for her, wandered 3 blocks down the street and pushed open the glass door of a diner called Millie's Corner. The place was warm and smelled of butter and coffee and something faintly cinnamon, and Eleanor slid into a corner booth, like a woman trying not to take up too much space in the world. The young waitress who came to her table could not have been older than 20, with tired eyes and a name tag that read Sasha. Eleanor ordered just a cup of soup and a glass of water, and Sasha wrote it down without the impatience Eleanor had come to expect from young people when they encountered the elderly. The diner was not busy, and at some point Sasha came back and simply asked, "Are you okay, ma'am? You looked a little lost when you walked in." Eleanor opened her mouth to say the thing she always said. "I'm fine. Dear, thank you." But something in the girl's eyes stopped her. They were not the eyes of someone performing kindness. They were the eyes of someone who genuinely wanted to know. So Eleanor told her a little, just a little, about Raymond, about the house, about the apartment that never felt like home. Sasha listened without checking her phone, without glancing at other tables, without doing that thing people do, where they nod rapidly to signal that they have heard enough. She just listened. And then she said something remarkable. She said, "My grandma used to say that home isn't a place you live in, it's a feeling you carry inside someone else." Eleanor looked at her. "Your grandmother sounds like a wise woman." Sasha smiled, and there was a small sadness in it. "She passed 2 years ago. I took this job to save up for nursing school because of her. She always said the world needs more people who know how to sit with someone in their pain." The soup arrived, and Eleanor ate slowly, and Sasha came back twice to refill her water without being asked. Near the end of the hour, an older man at the counter, heavy-set, with white stubble and a canvas jacket, called over to Eleanor's booth and said, "You got good taste in diners, lady. Been coming here 30 years. Best soup in the city." Eleanor laughed. It was a small laugh, barely a sound at all, but it surprised her completely. She could not remember the last time she had laughed at something a stranger said. The man's name was Gerald, and he had lost his wife 6 years ago, and he came to Millie's Corner every Thursday because the Thursday special was chicken noodle, which his wife used to make every winter. He said it plainly, without self-pity, the way people speak when they have already survived the worst of something and are now simply carrying it. Eleanor stayed for 2 hours. When she finally rose to leave, Sasha walked her to the door and handed her a small card with the diner's number on it and said, "Next Thursday is Chicken Noodle Day too, if you want to come back." Eleanor took the card and held it in her gloved hand and walked home through the cold November air, and somewhere between the diner and her apartment door, 11 years of unshed tears finally came, not in grief, but in something that felt impossibly and gently like relief. The world had not forgotten her after all. It had simply been waiting for her to walk through the right door. If this story touched your heart, please give it a like, share it with someone who needs to hear it today, and subscribe to Kindness Corner Stories, because the world needs more kindness, one story at a time.